What is up, guys? So I just got back from seeing Batman v Superman. So you can kind of see the background back here and the pop vinyls there. I just finished watching the movie, and I just finished drinking my granny's peach tea out of this awesome Batman v Superman Cineplex kind of exclusive cup. So that was really cool. The movie was pretty good. Definitely had some flaws, some things that could have been taken out. But I'm going to start off with the actors in the movie. So the first actor I'm obviously going to talk about is Ben Affleck as Batman. He is badass. He is a brawler. He's really big, like jacked, bodybuilder type of Batman, and it's really, really cool. This Batman, we get to see him. He has his Batwing. Like, we get to see him have a couple vehicles in the movie. His Bat wing, which is really cool to see. The Batmobile, which everyone's seen the pictures from like a year ago, and that looks pretty good. We got to see his fighting style changed dramatically from the Dark Knight series, and it's more of like the Arkham games, like kind of like countering like hard hits and just like awesome combat moves. We got to see him use gadgets like his like zip line and all that, and grapple gun, and we also got a voice changer, which is awesome. It's finally changed from that Christian Bale voice. But yeah, and the suit is straight from the comic books, which I love. I don't mind the armored kind of Batman look, but this is what we needed. We needed a gray Batman suit with the black logo and the black cowl, everything like that, straight from comic books and Dark Knight Returns movie and all that. That was really cool. They showed the origin again for him, which that's technically not a spoiler. I think we all kind of knew that was going to be in the movie because it's Batman, so we gotta see the parents' death scene again. Yeah, so overall, Ben Affleck is Batman. He is Bruce Wayne. He is Batman. He is phenomenal. His acting is so good for this very complex character of Bruce Wayne, and he just absolutely nails it. Every single scene with him was probably my favorite parts of the movie, and it was awesome. We got to see his detective side, which we haven't really seen in all the other Batman movies. So that was really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Ben Affleck as Batman. Now, Henry Cavill as Superman, so he's coming back from the Man of Steel movie, which, in my opinion, he did really good. He's a really great actor for the role of Superman. Not too much kind of difference from that movie, though. It kind of gets dragged on from that point on. Like, there's not too much like new stuff with him besides like he's actually in a relationship now. He's not a nomad moving around the world doing random jobs. Yeah, it's almost kind of like switched over. Like in Man of Steel, he was kind of struggling with being normal and kind of embracing the Superman side. Now in this movie, he's kind of struggling with his Superman side because like everyone wants to have him like controlled and so on like that, and his normal life is kind of just like normal. So yeah, not too much to say about Superman in the movie. Like obviously his action scenes are awesome. His acting, Henry Cavill's acting, is amazing for Superman. Yeah, that's all I can really say about Superman. Like, you really feel for him, though, like, because you see him do all these good things, but people still hate him, and, yeah, I just feel for him, especially during the first half of the movie. But I'm still a Batman fan, so, yeah, so that's pretty much it for Henry Cavill. I'm gonna get this Batman shirt back on because that's who I truly am. So, the next actor I'm gonna talk about is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Now, I kinda was on the fence about him. I kinda wasn't. Like, I knew how he was gonna portray Lex Luthor, and I know that wasn't like the traditional kind, but I think it was a nice change because everything is so serious in DC movies. I feel like if Lex Luthor was as serious as like other people kind of want him to be, I feel like the movie would be kind of boring. Like it would kind of have like this tone throughout the whole thing, just like super serious throughout the whole thing. And I don't know, I just feel like it wouldn't work that well. But I did kind of like his change. Obviously, it felt different. Like when he first came on, I was kind of like, ooh, and then it kind of like grew on me throughout the movie. And once you watch the movie, I think by the end you'll kind of realize he's gonna, I think in my opinion, he's gonna slowly develop into something like the traditional Lex Luthor, because this is kind of like a prequel to the whole DCU. So I think Lex Luthor is gonna become like that evil businessman kind of thing, like very like, I don't know, like serious, compared to his kind of like zany, like funny, awkward Lex Luthor right now in this movie. So I think that's what's gonna happen in the future. But yeah, Jesse Eisenberg, he did really good as Lex Luthor. His version, obviously. I'm not saying he's like the best Lex Luthor I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. He did pretty good in the movie too. So yeah, it's pretty much all I can say about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. The next person I'm going to talk about is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She was really good. At first, I was kind of on the fence about her too, but once I saw her in the movie, in the costume, even without the costume, like you can tell she looks different than everyone else. You can tell like she's not from around the area in the movie, and I really like that. And the accent, I do like. Some people don't like it, but I kind of do because it kind of shows that she's like not from around there. Like she's an Amazon, so I'm expecting her language to sound like a little bit different than our traditional language. So I kind of like that. Once you see her in the full costume though in the movie and like fighting and stuff, you're gonna fall in love with that character. And Gal Gadot does an amazing job. I know she doesn't have a lot of lines in the movie or anything, but when she does talk, it sounds really good. And overall, I liked her performance. The few lines she did have, she nailed them. And yeah, I can't wait to see her movie, I think next year. And I can't wait to see her in the Justice League movie. And the next actor I'm going to talk about is Jeremy Irons as Alfred. It was a really nice change to see Alfred actually like doing something. So he kind of helps Bruce Wayne out. Sometimes doing like the controlling of the vehicles, which I kind of like that. Yeah, he's everything you kind of expect from Alfred. Like he's got the British accent. He's the butler. He just kind of helps him out. Whatever. Not too much crazy stuff about him, but I like how he's younger too. And I don't know. It's just a cool change to have like a younger Alfred that kind of helps Bruce Wayne out. And so on. He didn't have a huge part in the movie either, but it was cool to see him. Yeah, so that was pretty much it for the big actors in this movie. I know there might be some cameos in the movie, but I won't talk about those because this is spoiler free right now. But the next thing I'm going to talk about is the director, so Zack Snyder. So as we all kind of know, his kind of style, like from Man of Steel, it kind of gets carried on to this movie, which is kind of starting slow. Like, I don't mean slow as in like boring. I mean slow as in like less intense. But then once you get to that final half hour, 40 minutes, everything just blows up. Things are going everywhere. People are doing tons of stuff. So yeah. So that's basically the same as Man of Steel. Just kind of started off really slow, and then once he's Superman, he starts fighting from that point on till the end. So that's kind of what happens in this movie. So now on to positives. So positives are Batman for sure. Superman's good. Wonder Woman. Yeah, That's the big positives for me. I'm just really glad they nailed those characters because they're gonna be the foundation for the next movies. And if even one of them didn't end up good in this movie, that would have carried on throughout the rest, and it wouldn't have made the next movies anywhere close to as good as I think they're gonna be. But yeah, those are the big positives for me. The fighting, the action was amazing in this movie, so that's a huge positive. Um, Now on to the negatives. So the negatives for me personally are the story. Like, it's called Batman v Superman, but we actually don't see too much Batman v Superman. Um, you probably know by now there's only really one big fight scene between Batman and Superman. I'm not going to say when and why or anything, but there is only one. And since it's a versus movie, like, I'm not going to sound like a Marvel fanboy or anything, but um, Civil War, you can clearly see in the trailer, they fight at least 2 or 3 times, which I really wish Batman and Superman had that fight, like, near the middle, a little bit after the middle, and then right at the end or something. But they didn't do that, but that's okay. It still was a versus movie, and it was really good how they equaled it out. Like, it was even between Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, Batman, Superman. It was even. It's not like Batman got tons more screen time or anything. I like how it was even. But back to the negatives. So the negatives for me, yeah, it was just kind of all over the place at some points. The story I really wish had a bigger impact to the movie. Another negative for me is I don't know. It'll be in my spoiler review, that negative, because that's a big negative for me. And another negative for me would be I actually can't really think of any. That, I don't know, like, the movie was really good, but that story part just really bothered me because I really want to see just Batman and Superman fighting throughout the whole movie and just, like, really having that huge conflict. But, like, setting up for the next movies kind of took place in between that. So, like, once it's getting really serious, it would just be like, oh, let's put some stuff from, like, kind of hints towards the next movie here, here, here. Oh, a little bit of story. Throw some stuff here, here, here. Story, story. So, yeah, I just really wish it was focused more on the story and just had, like, a little sprinkle there, a little sprinkle there of future movie stuff. But, yeah, it was good. So, overall, I'm going to give this movie a B. I give it a B, so that's a solid rating. It's not like it was amazing or anything, and it's not like it was bad, like C, D kind of level. So I'm going to give that a B. Make sure you check it out because a lot of people are saying once they see it the second time around that they like it a lot more because they kind of understand what's going to go on. Because I think a lot of people really put their expectations super, super high. And we got to remember, this is the first movie to really set up the DC universe. Like, we had Superman, but that was kind of just set up Superman. This is setting up every movie from now on. So it's really hard to nail this movie with so many characters and so on, but they did a decent job at it, so that's why I'm going to give it a straight B. So, yeah, thanks for watching my movie review, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm going to be posting a spoiler review very soon. I'm going to be posting it tonight, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.